Professor William Granzig is a famous clinical sexologist in America and in the world. He gave his great contributions for the development of sexual science to human beings. Here are several photos and videos which recorded parts of Professor Granzig's work and research activities and achievements. In 1966, Professor Granzig began his more than 40 years career in sexology when he taught sex education to grade school children in Greenwich, Connecticut. 1969, he enrolled in the PhD program at Loyola University, Chicago, where one of the first graduate courses in human sexuality was taught. Upon finishing his doctorate in 1971, Professor Granzig became the Assistant Director for Continuing Medical Education at the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, where he taught physicians to include sexuality in their medical practice. Professor Granzig became the founding editor of the Journal of Sex Education and Therapy in 1972. After serving on the board of directors of the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, he was elected to a 2-year term as the president of ASECT. 1978 also saw the publication of the Parent Test, co-authored with Alan Peck. In 1983, he served as president of the 6th World Congress of Sexology held in Washington, D.C. In 1986, Professor Granzig left the staff of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists to enter private practice. In 1986, he founded the American Board of Sexology, today the largest certifying agency for clinical sexologists, with over 2,500 certified diplomates worldwide. In 1990, appointed clinical professor of obstetrics and gynecology at the University of Florida. 1994, Professor Granzig founded the American Academy of Clinical Sexologists to meet the educational requirements for professionals to practice sex therapy legally in Florida. In 2002, Professor Granzig was awarded the highest honor in sexology, the Magnus Hirschfeld Medal from the German Sexological Society, DGSS. In 2004 to 2007, President of Maimonides University in North Miami Beach, Florida. 2006, appointed Honorary Professor of Psychiatry, University of Hong Kong. 2007, the State of Florida Commission on Independent Education approved and licensed the American Academy of Clinical Sexologists to award a PhD in clinical sexology, the first licensed clinical PhD program in the United States. In 2008, appointed guest professor at Peking University, Beijing, China. In 2010, he served as the president of the Beijing Congress on Ecosexology held in Peking University, Beijing, China. When he was asked about his place in the history of sexology, Professor Granzig said simply, "The Academy graduates was my lasting legacy." In 2001 to 2010, Sex Therapy Training and Beijing Forum in China.
Though I may not agree with it because that's how they identify themselves.
那么如果你跟他观点不一致，他可能就走了，就不在你这了。所以说，你就没法帮助他了。有的时候他不得不接受当事人自己的定义，尽管他的定义可能跟当事人的不一样。
Now, why is that definition important? It's important for a number of reasons.
为什么定义重要呢？因为有好多的原因，有好多种原因。
And it was a definition that even Kinsey, in the Kinsey report, if you look on the sections about sexual behavior, Kinsey had a very difficult time in establishing who is a homosexual. So in Kinsey, they never use the word as a noun, only as an adjective. So it's not this person is a homosexual, only he engages in homosexual behavior.
那么，如果大家看 Kinsey 的报告，就会发现他花了很长的时间，就是很困难的来定义什么是同性恋这个问题。后来他就不把这个同性恋作为一个名词来用，只作为一个形容词来用。一个人是同性恋是因为
the real life experience, dressing and living in the role of a woman. The hormonal protocol will be, it's in the book, but you have to look at what are the changes, the psychological changes, the physical changes for those patients, which brings us to surgery. The goal of surgery is to make them as much like the opposite sex as they wish. And this is key to surgery. Not all male to females want to create a vagina. There are different reasons why they want to do this. Very seldom, if ever, will a female to male attempt to create an artificial penis. So you have to listen to them as to what exactly do they want. How much hormones, how much surgery, how much whatever it is, because not everyone goes through the whole cycle.
I want to, of course, thank Peking University and the Beijing Forum for inviting me to come here. It almost feels like home because I taught classes in many of these rooms in this very building, including a week in September. So it's like coming home again. I've been here so many times. Papers about the development of what we call, it's a neologism of ecosexology, and came about in 2007 when we established a research task force to analyze the social cultural foundation.
Professor Granzig, prestigious and honorable in the field of sexology, is the best teacher and mentor of all students in the world. His profound knowledge and charming personality has always inspired us. We dedicated this film to Professor Granzig to extend our most sincere respect. Wish Professor Granzig good health and bring a brighter future of sexology development in the world.